Are you a Doom Space Marine?
That I am.
Very cool. Unrelated,
Okay,
but
I actually
cool.
went ahead and prepped. Yeah. I went ahead and actually prepped some materials beforehand. Now, next thing I went ahead and did, so I'll come up here is I put my door in.
Okay, now I noticed that door, for what it's worth, is actually on the inside.
Iron.
And iron. And these other doors are on the outside. Does that matter?
It,
Recessed is really what it
no,
is.
no, it doesn't matter at all. I like it recessed. It just looks a little different.
I agree.
And then all I went ahead and did here was I'm just gonna throw a little pressure plate down in the front here, so that way we can open the door. And wood or stone doesn't really matter. But there you go. Now we can actually walk in. And now, unfortunately, we can't get out. So what I went ahead and did was here, went ahead and dug out some of the wall here so we can put some redstone in. And you notice here I've started by digging out a 2x6. That just gives you a little bit of access room. What we first need to do is dig out the block one space underneath the door, so that way we can put our redstone torch in, which will actually control it. And you'll notice here when I put the torch in, this door in particular is by default, when this is powered, open. So what we're going to have to do is actually invert that, which I'll show you how to do here. Oop, pick broke, give me a second.
Those
I'm
diamond
going to dig
picks,
down one
can't
more.
trust them.
Oh no, I've been doing a lot of digging on our community grinder, so that's the way it goes. So now what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm just going to place a block right here, which is where our pressure plate's going to be. And I'll go ahead and throw a pressure plate on that.
I noticed that smooth stone. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like the way smooth stone looks as opposed to cobble. I use cobble for just filling stuff in. So now we've got our pressure plate and we need to connect it to our door. So what I'm going to go ahead and do here is, since we need to invert that signal, I'm actually going to put a redstone torch here on the side that I'm facing. So when you step on that pressure plate, if you want to show that real quick here, you'll notice that the torch goes out. And then when you're off the pressure plate, it actually turns back on, which is a good thing. Now what I'll go ahead and do is I'm going to put some redstone down on the floor, one right below that torch, one underneath the pressure plate, and one more going to the door. And then you notice here now the door is now closed. So if you step on the pressure plate, it should open the door. Oop. Now, kind of did that for a reason. You notice here when you're stepping on, even if you step on the pressure plate, and you look at the redstone, you notice how the redstone is still powered. What's happening is that pressure plate is actually turning on the redstone directly below it. So what we have to do is actually drop that down a level. Which I'll go ahead and do now.
When you say it's dropping down a level, why? I mean, why are you doing that exactly? Can you be a little more descriptive in that?
Yep. So the pressure plate, when you step on it, doesn't actually power the redstone right below it, because that was actually causing the door to not open. And now the door should open. And that'll take care of that portion. And then what I go ahead and do is I just block this all in, so the redstone's hidden, because I do like to hide my redstone.
That looks great. Very professional.
And, yep, and now it's step on the plate, the door opens from both inside and outside. I'm just going to go ahead and throw a chest down here so I can make a quick set of stairs. And that just kind of, so it's easy to just walk in and out.
Stellar.
Alright. Now you know you just kind of customize it however you wish. We may cut chaser a little bit. Build the actual hidden panel. First thing you want to do is cut out the block for your door, and I always cut out a little bit behind it. Ooh, gravel.
Yeah, you gotta watch that naughty gravel.
Yeah, it's always trying to eat you from above. And that's a
so
lot
true.
of gravel. Hold on, we'll have to clear this out. Okay, so now you got like your little look-me secret room back there. I'll throw a couple of torches up. So you can kind of see what's going on back here. Alright, now what we'll go ahead and do, I'm going to drop the door. And this door you actually have to make sure is flush with the wall you're trying to hide it on. Because it tricks the game into allowing a painting to actually cover up this whole area.
So it's an exploit.
It's not an exploit, it's just the way it works.
Okay.
And now just a matter of getting a painting that'll cover it all up. Unfortunately, this, unless you've got a mod that allows you to choose the painting, this could take a little while. Oh, there we go. Now you'll notice here that painting has covered up both the wall and the door, so it kind of just looks like a painting on a wall. If I try and walk through it, it won't let me. So what we've got to do is build a way to open that door. So I'm going to cut some rock out of here so we can place some redstone.
Yeah, we need to make a Redstone for Dummies series.
Oh yeah, I'd be willing to do something like that. And now you notice here, same thing, if it's powered, the door is open. And so what we're going to have to go ahead and do there is, same thing, we'll have to invert it.
And when you say invert it, can you be a little more specific for those non-engineers? Like myself.
Not a problem. When I say I'm inverting it, basically, when you think of redstone is on, it can be considered a 1 in binary, and off is 0. So in this case, with the torch on, the door is open, but we want it to be closed normally. So what that means is we actually, if you notice here, I've got placed a little redstone, and if there's power going to this torch now, which shuts it off, the door is closed. So that means when the switch is off, we need to make sure that power is coming through, and we do that by building an inverter, which is actually relatively simple. It's just a block with a piece of with a redstone torch on the other end, and then going in the other side is the redstone. So when we power this side here, oops, it's not going to work that way. Give me 1 second. It's kind of hard to show in this small space.
Yeah, that's fine.
But you notice here you got the redstone behind it, and when that redstone powers, it turns off the torch on the other side, which in turn turns on the other torch and opens the door.
Cool.
So I'm gonna go ahead and remove this real quick, and I'm just gonna place a block up here where we can put our temporary switch, and I'll show you how this all works. Bring it back up there. Let me break this real quick. And I'll show you how this is working. I'm just going to throw a switch on the wall here, just so we can demo this, and then I'll show you how to hide it.
Alright.
So we've got our switch on the wall, which is going to allow us to open and close the door. Now to power this, the power comes through the block, so on the back side we've got to place a block with some redstone. And when the switch is on, the redstone will get powered. So then what I'll go ahead and do is we need to drop down, so I'm going to place a torch on the side. If you come down 2 blocks and over 1 and place another piece of redstone here, it'll actually allow you to transmit that redstone signal downwards, which then goes into our inverter and then up to our door. So if you want to actually build your way up there real quick and flip the switch. Now if you notice here, I'll go ahead and flip the switch. You notice how all the redstone changes and the door, I believe it's open now? Kind of hard to tell on the other side. Nope, the door is currently closed. So if you come up here, you notice in this configuration anyway, with the switch in the down position, that means the door is closed. And if you flip the switch, it'll actually go ahead and open the door. And I'm just gonna place a block in front of the door real quick. If you want to come up here real quick, paint.
Absolutely.
And you'll notice here, I can walk through the painting, shut the switch off, and you'll notice here, it acts like a solid wall.